Championship Frame has been brought to you by Midas and its dealers across the country. Nobody beats Midas. Nobody. And so far, nobody beats Jimmy Certain. Nobody.
And in my humble opinion, nobody is going to beat him this game either. I just don't think that Hriscina, watching his practice balls, if they're any indication, he wasn't close.
Hriscina, the number 1 seed, and he gets a break in the first, and he'll take the strike.
Maybe he was just saving it, you know. I've seen guys do that. Earl Anthony used to do that. He'd never strike in his practice balls. They'd turn the lights on, and it was 2:30.
Well, he always did that on purpose to give the opponent the feeling that perhaps he had an edge.
A false sense of security.
That's exactly right. Jimmy Certain averaging 226.33 on the championship round pair as he starts the championship game with what else? A strike.
Well, a little more pressure on Certain now now he knows if he wins this game, he wins the tournament. I mean, the title's on the line right here, and it's between two excellent senior players. Averaging 226 on this pair tonight, so.
What a difference a day makes. It's amazing, isn't it? Different attitude, different bowling ball. Trying to double up, put the heat on Hriscina quickly, and he does. Certain right now is in the groove.
He's in the zone, or whatever they call it, but he has definitely got it going right now.
He's in the strike zone. Just above the knees.
And under the letters. Huh?
That's it. Up a little high for Hriscina in the second. Gets a break by breaking up the split.
Leaves only the 3-6. Switches balls to shoot the spare.
An outstanding player who really has blossomed here on the PBA Senior Tour, although a la John Hendegaard, John Hriscina with a 4-6 record in championship round play.
Since last year, he's lost weight. He's started to work out, lift weights. He's even stronger and trimmer.
I tell you, he ripped the finger holes out of that shot and slaps out the 4. The 9-pin went exit stage left, so at least he's been striking on the left-hand lane.
But that ball still hooked early and looked like it was going high. As hard as John can throw, I have to watch this one to see if it rolled out, because it bites right there. It looks like it's going high, and it almost rolled out right there at the end. Certain up by 10, looking to make it 20. Well, he gave that a lot of room. See, when Jimmy gives his ball room, it hooks back to the pocket. When Hriscina gives his room, it goes high.
Is that equipment or roll?
I think it's both, but I think it's roll right now. Jimmy is kind of giving it this little fan shot that he gives, and the ball is getting down the lane. It hits that dry area and just hooks right back to the pocket.
Certain starts with the first 4, and he has been unstoppable. He shot 258 at Weber in the semifinal game.
Right. He can throw it wide and it goes to the pocket. He can set it a little short or not quite get it to his target. It still goes to the pocket, and he's striking. What more can you ask for? He has to strike here. And he does. He responds. Sometimes you find a little something as the match goes on. Maybe he's found some kind of feel with his hand, or the speed, or the loft.
A double for Hriscina in the 3rd and the 4th. Out of Franklin, Pennsylvania.
Can cut it to 10. And does.
Bouncing back nicely. Susan looks on and happy with that last development.
Boy, she looks serious, doesn't she?
I would. Hey, this guy's got the first 4, and he's not thinking about anything but 300.
He's not thinking 300 yet. He's thinking winning the tournament. That turkey got his attention. He gets a few more, though. He'll start thinking about 300.
Well, he may not be thinking about it, but I am.
Well, he's got 5, looking to get to the halfway point. Jimmy, who likes to pound that rosin into the thumb hole and finger holes every shot, and then he wipes it off with a towel, as PBA rules stipulate that he must do.
Rosin for a little better grip. It's worked effectively thus far, and oh, down goes the 7-pin as they ooh and ah, and Jimmy, in disbelief, nearly was staring at the pocket 7-10.
Well, he's left it once already tonight. Again, we've seen this shot before. It hit about 12 or 13, out to about 6. Now watch the 5 and the head pin. And they both go in front of the 7, but the 7 does fall. And he makes the 10-pin.
Now for Hriscina, who works on 3 in a row. He steps up in the 6th and would love to continue the string.
He can take the lead with 2 strikes. Boy, he gave that a lot of room. And it went back to the pocket.
Reminiscent of so many of those Durbin strikes through the years.
So many, right, yeah.
A familiar face in the crowd here in St. Charles, Jerry Baltz, the executive director of the National Bowling Hall of Fame and Museum. If you are ever in the St. Louis area and you're a bowling fan, even if you're not a bowling fan, right across the street from Busch Stadium is the Hall of Fame. It's worth your time and effort. And Hriscina comes back strong and has taken the lead here in the title
by
match.
1 pin. The match is on, Denny. Certain suddenly going from freewheeling and way ahead, now finds himself trailing. And we're in the 8th frame.
Hasn't seen very often. Perfect shot. The solid 8 stands in solitary confinement. Ouch.
What they say happens is that the head pin hits the 2 and the butt hits the 5. We go so fast we can't see it. So that when the 5 pin is already moved, so when the ball goes through there, it takes the 5 straight back off the 8.
Perfect shot, but the result is not there.
Well, it wasn't his fault. Trails by 2 pins, heading into the 8th frame.
Back he comes with a clutch strike on lane 25, but if you take a look at Hriscina's possibilities, 280 if he takes this one off the sheet.
Well, Jimmy's still potential 268, so anything can happen.
Oh, plenty of room again. Roll up, and Hriscina again with a clutch strike as he answers on lane 26.
It's amazing. I don't know what he did since the 2nd frame, but he gets this ball way wide again like he did in the 2nd frame. Now it's hooking back to the pocket and not going high. So he's made some kind of an adjustment, and it's paying off. He's up by 12 pins, can make it 22 with 1 more.
Stays down nicely with it.
Is it going to get it? Yes!
The messenger delivers, and Hriscina comes charging back with a strike in the 9th, and he cannot lose.
Watch the head pin, Denny. Watch the head pin. It goes to the sideboard, comes off, stays on the lane, and you could see it was going to get it at this point. Big strike in the 9th frame. Jimmy has to have this one to cut that 22-pin lead to 12.
Wastes very little time. Up the track it goes. Certain with a run out to the left, and Certain responds. Boy, we have seen some tremendous pressure bowling here in the championship game.
Down by 12 pins. Same shot he had the last frame on this lane, only the 8-pin doesn't stand this time.
How'd you like to shoot 268 and not be able to close out the guy you're bowling against?
What he basically wants to do, he's thinking that, but get the first one, cuts it to 2 pins. Puts him in the 250s. carry. No. Just a little light-fingered. That same type of 7-10 hit, only get the 7-pin win out in a hurry. Makes the spare and a strike. He's going to finish with 247, forcing Hriscina to mark.
First order of business to make sure you take out the 10.
Right. No trouble.
Beautiful exhibition of bowling in the championship round this evening by Huntsville, Alabama's Jimmy Certain, but he may come up a little bit short.
I mean, he's going to wind up here with 8. If he strikes here, wind up with 8 strikes, 2 10-pins, and an 8-pin, and he's might lose.
Tough game.
Another 10, finishes with 246.
Beautiful performance for Jimmy Certain, who averages better than 230 in the championship round this evening, but Hriscina, as Mike has already said, needs a mark.
I think if I've added it right, 9 on the first ball will be enough.
Give it room.
That's it.
And Hriscina has finally captured his first PBA Senior Championship, and Susan has just now realized it. He had lost 7 consecutive times in the championship round, and to win is so sweet.
And she was applauding enough to make up for everybody else in the crowd.
It's funny because I asked John before the telecast, are you going to do anything differently to try and win this evening? He said, well, I'm normally not too emotional, but tonight I think I'm going to come out and try and get him a little bit.
Well, he comes out with 269, so I think he did get him a little bit.
That's enough to get the job done. Jimmy Certain finishes second. John Hriscina with his first PBA Senior Championship. And it'll be one that he will remember a very, very long time. The winner of the $75,000 AMF Bobcat Senior Open here at Weber Lanes in St. Charles. We'll be back to chat with our newest champion from the Show Me State, the state of Missouri, right after these messages.